Vill dreven dräcka vart till New-Irlanden att väga kröda och att lacka och sunge välkommen. Framsvepen med bitterljura Västerstrande i Sokjum.
Hello everybody and welcome to another 3DR actual play live stream. Tonight we're doing Land of Ice and Snow, which is our D&D 5th edition game set in an alternate history 11th century Europe where it is split between the 7 great empires and our heroes are wandering about the Nordic lands attempting to stop a cult trying to bring about Fimbulwinter, an endless time of ice and cold. All of Neferetset's least favorite things.
Incredibly.
The favorite things you can only hear about on our OnlyFans.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to our OnlyFans. We'll have that up in about 6-7 months. It'll be My Little Brony 69.
Let's go ahead and start with introductions. We're going to start with Davius, because you might be missing him, because we haven't seen him in a couple of days.
Yeah, people should get used to not seeing Delvin. That's kind of his thing. Hey, I'm Davius. I'll be playing Delvin Ironslade. And again, I'm still trying to figure out a better word than rogue, because that is so harsh. He is not. He's a nice guy with some personal space issues. He grew up in the Furbolg lands and spent way too much time in places he wasn't supposed to be because of his natural curiosity. And it was decided that he should indulge said natural curiosity just elsewhere. So the elders of the town bought him a ticket to get on a ship to the new world and dumped his ass at the dock. And that's the last he saw of his homeland. He fell into an easy alliance with these great people who are teaching him all sorts of new things about the new world, especially Vlad.
No, not especially Vlad.
He's helping.
And you would think that it would be much harder to misplace a 7-foot-tall green dude, but trust me, it happens. So he's undergone a period in his life where his body has made some changes and some things have happened that he wasn't really too sure about how to deal with, but he's being helped out to learn about the new things that are going on inside of him, shall we say.
And none of them are Neferetset, to her chagrin.
Alright, so up next we have, normally would be Julio, but Julio is currently enjoying the desert without us, which, realistically is fine. I don't need any desert in my life. So we'll move right on. We'll move right on to Megan.
I'm Megan, and I play Ashlyn, who's a half-she druid from the Celtic lands where the elves are fairies. She was raised by her father's human druid clan and told stories so that she would be frightened of elves because elves are dicks. We all know that. And so obviously that led to her half-elf grandfather coming over and trying to, murder everyone, we think. I don't know. She was sent away with her family sword and her mom's notebook, and she made some friends, and yeah. You guys are very distracting.
What?
Stop talking.
I mean, yes, I feel that way all the time.
Stop talking.
All the time.
God.
Alright. What was it, last week that Stewie's texting me in the middle of fucking games just to make sure that my eyes glaze over?
What did I send you? I think I just sent text.
You just said hi, and I was like,
know.
what? But I'm in the middle of other
Stewie
shit.
just sends nudes in the random, middle of the game.
Alright, so
Stewie, bad.
I have never
I'm
received...
100% glad no one noticed what I was posting last night by accident into the text chat. Because I made a mistake last night. I thought I was talking in a different chat.
I saw you, and I was just like, I wonder if he means that in any context, to anything.
Nope, not a thing. Not a thing for
Bruh.
any of you. It was literally for all of my boys, and yeah.
Double check your recipient of your stuff.
Well, I usually do. Last night I was a bit distracted.
Okay.
A good distraction, I hope. Speaking of Stewie, it's your turn to introduce yourself.
I am playing Neferet Set, known in the common tongue as the most beautiful of Set. It's very interesting that finally, after clearing this dungeon, defeating the artificer who was bringing forth these unholy abominations that call themselves undead to my face, that we've now come face to face with cannibalism. Neferet Set is very concerned, especially because she really enjoys the company of this cannibal.
He knows how to eat.
He
Yeah, I
does
was about to say,
know
she
how to
likes
eat.
getting eaten.
All right, so next up we have Skull.
Yeah, and I play Vlad. Vlad is a Dampier that makes him half vampire. He was sent here on charge of the Order of Blood Hunters to deliver a missive, and then he ended up in this embroiled plot to stop the Forever Fimbulwinter because the Leif Eriksons of today don't understand how crops work. And now they've arrived from a godforsaken tunnel where everything is just terrible and cramped, and the dwarves keep telling me it's up to code, but I don't believe it. I saw Ogmagny just rip off a panel like with no effort, but maybe that's just Ogmagny being strong. And now they get home, and this servant is eating one of the other servants, which Vlad will tell you this never happened at home. Like maybe one time, you walked in on like great grand uncle fucking Dragomir like eating one of the servants, but the servants eating each other, never. It's in poor taste. None of
Unheard
the
of.
Igors would dare eat each other.
Finally, we have Ogmagny, Colin, who has the most issues with cannibalism, and that's just worrying that there's a variety of opinions on this.
Okay, so before I get into who my character is, it is a surprise that I'm like, hey, yo, cannibalism, bad? We beat him up, and we was like, maybe we should have a trial, and I'm like, he's right there. He's doing it in front of us.
Ashlyn wasn't aware that he was an elf, so she's very confused.
Okay.
And again,
We've established that like elves eat babies to gain their youth, and then dwarves eat people to gain their height. It's probably how it's a cultural thing we don't
It's a
understand.
cultural thing. Okay.
wait. We wanted to murder the traitor, but you were like, no, I get to beat him up first. Hey, maybe we want to beat this dude up first. I don't know.
We just want to talk about it.
So, I am Colin. I am playing Ogmagny Krakenbreaker, the defeater of armies and slayer of great worms, and now the vanquisher of necromancers. You were all there, and you saw it happen that way.
He wasn't a necromancer.
He was a necromancer. He raised zombies. That's necromancer. That's an evil You don't have to be a good necromancer. You can be an evil necromancer. They both exist. It's not a singular thing. I'm dealing with it. Okay, I'm a paladin, and you have dead things rise above me. I'm dealing with it as best I can. Anyway,
You're dealing with it really
back
well, to be fair.
back to how awesome I am. Ogmagny, yes, he is a Jotun, which is a really, really big dude. He's about as big as Delvin, but a little thicker. So the mountain from Game of Thrones. There you go.
There you go.
Paladin of. You go.
Hey, yo.
A bippity boppity, hey, what?
Hey,
Paulie's
he's
up in
from
here.
the Nordlands. Hey. No.
All of a sudden, Colin's from New Jersey. The New Jersey has come out.
Jersey has come out. It's seeped into me. He is a paladin devoted to Thor and of glory, and he sees this quest as being his final tests into becoming what he truly is meant to be, a demigod. So on this great adventure with his compatriots, quotations in some situations, he is now seeking. He's going to end this pathetic idea of trying to stop Ragnarok from occurring by this group of frost giants. Okay, back up, bros. I'm the only giant around here. Also, what the actual hell is going on with this guy eating my servant?
Yes,
There
can
you
we
go.
have a small recap also before we actually begin?
yeah.
Because I missed the whole last end, and Davis and Delvin wasn't here, and
Okay. So now that everybody's introduced themselves, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to do channel announcements. Hey, guys, just so you know, if you like what we're doing and you want to support us, you can either subscribe to us directly to Twitch. If you have a Prime account, your subscription is free. And it's a great way to show your support without having to do anything except steal money from Jeff Bezos, which is, it's all everybody's favorite thing to do. If you'd like to support us a little bit more directly, you can also find us on Patreon. If you follow us on Patreon, you can find all sorts of exclusive content, like behind-the-scenes chats, our newsletter, access to our Discord, which is the behind-the-scenes chats, and updates about what's going on. This support is what allows us to bring you additional content, like what we're doing later on this month with my Klingon Star Trek Adventures game. All right. That's everything that I need to say, because Stewie already beat me to the merch link. Thank you, Stewie. So last time on Land of Ice and Snow, you guys had just finished dealing with the undead dungeon. You found out that it was a person who had been kicked out of the guild, who had been using his alchemy to raise the dead. He had created essentially a biological weapon. And he raised the dead, killed some dwarves, and was trying to take over the mine from the bottom up. You guys defeated him very quickly, which is weird given how much issue even his weakest servants were giving you.
We were mad.
Not before he almost lit Colin on fire.
Yeah, until he took a big ol' crit to the face.
Yeah, my only curiosity is the Zorn.
There was no longer dwarves around to protect him.
Yeah.
Protect the gems.
Not to push up my D&D nerd glasses, but in some situations, dwarves actually utilize Zorn in the excavation of minerals, and they allow them to eat certain minerals themselves.
Also true.
I read too much of these books.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Well, actually.
Actually.
My glasses.
So you guys arrived back home only to find that on the dining room table of Kasim's house, which you guys are now going to see
Our house.
for the first time.
Which Kasim is always on.
The house.
Our house.
It is not his house, comrade. It is ours.
You guys,
Play the song.
you guys are killing
Wait,
us.
this song.
You guys are killing me.
The roofs have arrived.
Awful evil.
Ashland's actually roast.
You arrive at home to see Carden feasting on the remains of Kari.
Set the table for me. Is he like sitting at the table with the body on the table, just like eating, or is he like fairly over him, like consuming chunks at a time?
He is sitting at the table, fairly consuming chunks at a time. Essentially, he's sitting at the head of the table. He's got Kari across from him, and he's got a large cleaver, and he hacks off a limb, and he's chewing on it like a chicken leg.
Okay, so Carden
Was.
Wait, Carden is
Is,
the one being.
'cause-
Carden is the one eating.
Oh,
Yes.
Carden is the one eating.
And-
And he is he's Kasim's legal advisor.
Well,
Right.
we've already
And-
legally advised out that goddamn wall.
Our
And
procurement
Kari-
specialist, if you
And
will.
Kari was the.
Hari
Was
was the traitor.
Kari was that guy that nobody liked, and Alias left because we wouldn't let him crucify him.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Very
way to put it.
reasonably, honestly.
very reasonably.
He was a devout
So-
servant who did his job.
I'm gonna look at the dude. I'm gonna look at the dude and be like, he wouldn't have had to deal with this if we'd have just killed him.
So Carden looks up at you guys, and he rubs his face, and you see that all his teeth are sharp and pointed. And then
Have I noticed that before?
No, never. And as he rubs his face, you guys see that the teeth become regular dwarven teeth again. He says, "Oh, you're home early."
You all right there,
So-
You got a little. You got a little.
You know,
you got a little
what's
something
about
right
to
here. You
happen
got a little.
is I would like to knowledge
Got a
arcana
little
what the
thing-
fuck he just did.
Okay, so
There
go ahead and
you
give me
go.
that knowledge arcana roll.
You got a thing in your teeth.
Everybody.
Ashlyn leans over to Vlad, and she's like, "Nobody really liked him anyway."
I agree, but
I
like,
mean, I'm not mad. Just,
cannibalism's a big issue.
Vlad lets you know, say, I am not mad. I am just disappointed. one servant for these many people is particularly ungood. If Mother only knew, without
Mother
Igor,
only-
and now
I'm-
this. Oh,
I'm gonna go and say, if Vlad actually tells Ashlyn that elves eat babies for their youth, she totally believes him. That lines up with everything she's ever heard.
Yeah,
And
we all know
likewise,
that.
if she says the dwarves eat people to
height.
gain their height, she might be a little skeptical because all the dwarves she's met are still short.
You know, they're not
They're
very
not
good
very
at
good at it.
Yeah,
They
She's
have
gonna-
short legs. They're not able to catch a lot of tall prey.
Only the most vicious of dwarves eat people, and then they turn into things like Ogmagny, and she's going to start looking at Ogmagny very suspiciously.
So Cardin looks.
Delvin too.
Cardin looks at you all and he says, "It's not what you think."
Well, what do you think we
Oh.
think it is?
He says, "I can absolutely explain this."
What do you think we think it is? If you're
Where's
saying
the-
it's not what we think it is.
Okay.
Kasim says, "Hold on a second. Let's hear him out. Maybe Kari started things."
I agree. Besides my knowledge arcana that I'm gonna wait for, I'm also gonna hold action Scorching Ray if he tries to run.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Could I
Because
do a
Nefert's
quick?
That's not very happy.
Could I do a quick? If maybe I can. Maybe I can accomplish this. Could I do a perception check on Hari?
Yes, you can. But first, let me give.
There are many teeth marks in him.
Well, I'm
Go ahead
I'm
and roll the
looking
percep-
specific.
Go ahead and roll the
Well,
perception
what
check.
I'm looking for is to see if he's got any weapon in his hand.
Who's naked?
So you.
But hold on,
slew-
hold on.
Oh,
Uh,
trying.
Stewie, Neferet said, you noticed that he seemed to have formed his face like clay when he passed his hand over it.
Ah. We know what those are.
Davies, if you can point the camera more at you, it'd be great.
Hang on, let me switch view so I can see where does it not?
All we had was
On my
like
screen.
all we had was like Kilroy.
No, I'll move a little further forward, I guess. Is that,
All right.
how's that?
That's perfect. Thanks. All right. So he says. Well, obviously, after I slew him, I couldn't eat him with all those clothes on.
When you slew him,
Delvin starts to slow fade. Like, y'all just.
I'm going
just
to-
don't see him.
Ogmagny's going to. I can't do anything with my guy here, just to let you know. He's going to slowly start making his way around the table, not towards Hari, but the other side of the table.
Okay, hold on. Let
So-
me put a Hari on the table for you guys. Because I just realized that I hadn't already.
Just a pile of ribs.
Well, no, but at the same time, yes.
Oh, what a
No,
nice
but-
corpse you have there.
So,
Alright.
Yeah, he looks like a member of the Blue Man Group.
so he's gonna start making his way over to here.
Okay.
I still can't do anything with my dude. Just to let you know.
Again?
In case. Yeah, Can anybody else?
Neither
move
can
me?
I can't move
Nope.
my guy either, but
Okay, just it's not just
Me
Good.
neither.
You might have us on the wrong layer.
and there is a big yellow thing outside the door.
Oh, I do have you
that's the,
all on the wrong layer.
Ah, look at me. IT at work. I'm gonna add
Masterful.
this to my billable hours.
This is
There
my
is indeed a
billable
big
hours.
yellow thing outside the
Okay.
door.
I think that's
So-
Ogmagny's ride.
Yeah, that's the whip.
Oh, he's just hanging
So-
out.
It's the
So-
drip.
I'm going to
All
slowly
right,
start making my way.
so let me know if you can now move your stuff.
Yes, I can. So I'm going to slowly start making my way to right here, all while asking him simple questions with an undertone of intimidation.
All right, he absolutely keeps the table between you guys.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's not a very good. But
So go ahead and.
I mean,
so you slew him.
Mm-hmm.
When you did,
Mm-hmm.
was he armed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
his weapon?
In the kitchen.
so
Okay.
Cardin,
So-
why?
Why what?
Why did we
the
slay him?
slewing?
He tried to kill me with a knife, and I defended myself, as Kasim has said that I should in the event that I come under attack. And Kasim's like,
Uh-huh.
But the
and
So-
so I slew him. And then I thought it would be a shame with an eternal winter coming to let all this meat go to waste. Everyone give me an insight roll, please.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, no.
Insight.
Vlad is like, yeah, that checks out. That seems about right.
that sounds like a dwarven thing to do.
Someone tries to kill him, you try to kill him right back.
Oh my
Man,
god.
I was gonna
Sounds about
do
right.
I was gonna do a spell.
The only one. Delvin's over here like Delvin. Oh my.
Everybody's
goodness.
nodding their head, and Ashlyn and Delvin are like,
Wait, no.
Okay, so everyone. Oh, actually, hold on.
The two people who are from the forest, the foragers, are like, no, that's not what you would do. You wouldn't just start eating it now.
You'd at least
would
salt it first.
Yeah, you would
Jeez.
salt it,
I like how they both
dry
said
it,
at the
and
same
you
time.
wouldn't just be sitting here chewing on shit. No, that's not how this works.
Okay, so Kasim also does not believe him. Kasim says, no, you know what? I'm not going to speak for Kasim extensively, which is a shame, but
Coffee and money. There you go.
Delvin and Ashlyn immediately start talking
That might
about
be
how
racist.
that's not how you cure meat. That's
That's
what
all
they
he
do.
says. That's all he
Um,
talks
This is
about.
not what you would do. If you're actually trying to save this meat, you would have done, and I'm starting to go into like how you would have preserved.
okay, all right. He says,
that meat.
well,
Delvin pulls out his journal. It's got instructions.
he says, well, it's barely enough meat for one meal, so it wasn't necessary to preserve it, just not to use meat that had already been preserved.
Is there other
Yeah,
that I'll buy.
insight that we gain?
At this point-
Delvin actually buys that one. Like, yeah.
At this point, Kasim looks at him. You see he goes to make a motion. Everybody give me a perception check.
Cardin or Kasim?
Kasim.
Where are you at? Two.
Vlad is very
Damn,
bad at
so,
perceiving
Phil.
things.
Delvin is on top of it today.
Yeah, Delvin's fucking on his toes. Like cannibalism, immediately sees everything, knows
Delvin
everything.
has his shit together.
Okay, so Kasim goes to move towards Cardin. And everyone except for Vlad notices a bright flash of light on the back of his neck, the smell of burnt clothing, and Kasim falls over.
Well, shit.
All right, and
All right,
let's
so-
go ahead and do
So
another
fuck the slow
Arcana.
fade. Fuck the slow fade at this point. I'm just using my hidden step. No,
I have no
I'm
idea.
gone.
I want to know about the spells as well.
Arcana, you do not know anything about it. Vlad, you did not
fucking-
get the roll because you didn't see it in the first place.
I did not see the bright flash of light.
You did well.
No, you were looking the wrong way.
Yeah, you were looking the wrong way, and it was 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
So Cardin puts his hands up. He's like, "That was not me. I'm not a wizard."
But
Carden, my
what
darling.
are you, Carden?
Agreed. What are you?
He says, "Oh, I am a lawyer, a procurer of things, a
Darling, I don't think this is the time for things like that. Please be very straight with us. Something's
Exactly.
happening, and I'm not very happy currently.
occasionally
understand
I am a grave digger, a graveyard robber, a corpse thief. That's the term."
Not an archaeologist. And not enough time has passed.
What's with your teeth?
Bad.
Dwarves around here that I
Yeah,
know of don't have teeth
so-
like that.
He
Last
smiles.
round,
You see
I did the
regular teeth.
invisibility thing.
Mm.
All right, so you're invisible.
You're
I will mark you
Yeah.
as invisible now.
Thank you.
So, Ogmagni's going to be grabbing this side of the table, and he's going to start
Wait,
getting a little pissy.
Can I ready? What would I ready? I don't like having only 21
Actually, let me do
HP.
You guys are all full healed. Sorry, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thanks. I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
so
myself
I
back
still
up to
only have
40.
28, so it's not a lot.
Let me do this first. Let me do a divine sense because I got them all back. What do I sense from him?
What is it that you sense with Divine Sense again?
It
an
is as an action. You can open your awareness, detect yada yada until the end of your next turn. You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead, and I can denote.
The presence of strong evil registers on his senses like a noxious odor.
So he is definitely evil. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He is neutral. Which is weird because previously, the last time you detected evil on Cardin, back in Ardnar, you definitely got evil senses from him.
Yeah.
So in this case, you're suspicious at the lack of evil.
You are not evil enough.
Cardin, let us rephrase the question in the most polite of senses. Dwarf, which you appear to be, do not normally seem to be able to change their molars into canines and back and forth at will. At least not from my understanding of dwarven physiology, nor can they clay shape their face.
He says, scroll of change self.
Show me the scroll.
I used it.
No. Where's the physical residue of the scroll?
When you use scrolls, they disappear.
Yeah, and they leave physical residue and magical residue. And there are currently multiple casters in your presence of the divine, arcane, and
So, does anybody want to detect
persuasions.
magic on him?
No,
Ay,
I'm
Dios mío,
about to
then.
sap the shit on him. I'm about to tap back of the skull.
All right, I'll detect magics.
Okay, you see that he's wearing a magical ring. He has a powerfully magical key on him. And he's got a magical dagger. There's also
All right, I'll
some sort of magic on him of a polymorph type.
Can I get the non-lethal damage thingy on? I'm trying to sap the shit out this dude.
All right,
Like,
it's going to be an improvised
nap
weapon,
time.
so it's going to be a D6.
I should have the truncheon that I carry.
Oh,
But this
if you
one-
have a truncheon, that's fine. So it'll be
yeah,
well.
I'm just trying to put him.
I'm sorry, a club is a D6. An improvised weapon's a
Trying
D4.
to put him to sleep.
Yep, nap time. I don't much more. Oh.
What is the school of magic for each item? You said I see vaguely polymorph, but what's on the key, what's on the ring, and what's on the dagger?
Okay, so the ring is abjuration. The dagger is would be evocation, and the key. I don't remember what that school of magic actually is.
Oh wait. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and have to take the penalty or whatever because I don't have it. I didn't put it in there.
Interesting.
I'll just go ahead and take the penalty because I didn't put the sap on my equipment.
Okay.
So what do
Yes,
I
just go
roll?
ahead. You're gonna roll a d20 to hit him.
Okay.
He is flat-footed.
Sure. Nah, I can't find the dice. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Uh-huh. And now
While
I can-
Delvin's sneaking around, can Ashlyn ask Cardin
wow,
how long he's been eating
that was
people?
terrible.
Was that terrible?
He says, "Oh, my whole life."
Oh, okay.
Am I clicked on me?
She asks
Yes,
him if he's
you are.
part elf.
Yeah. Did that first one
He's-
come through?
Yeah, I saw the 2. Yeah.
Okay, if you saw it, then we're good then. I
He
just wanna make
says,
sure-
I just want to see what he would say.
He says, "I never. No, I would never pretend to be an elf."
But would you pretend to be a dwarf?
I mean, yes. Sometimes you have to be disguised for my kind of work.
So this reminds
And
me
you
of
know-
the
you know
Mean
what?
Girls
That
scene
is
where it's like,
perfectly
so you
fine.
agree that you're pretty, so you agree that you're pretending to be a dwarf?
The lad is like,
I'm
yes,
sure-
he is a lawyer. That part he is not pretending.
I'm trying to hold back from like doing something really dumb because you guys are all talking. I'm like, don't do it, Colin.
I thought you were going to flip the table. That's why I'm standing where I'm
I-
I
standing.
thought you were gonna flip the table.
That's why
too.
I'm standing where I'm standing
Okay,
instead of
enough
directly
talk.
behind him.
Enough
Yeah.
talk. Channel Divinity, Peerless Athlete. He's charging over and he's gonna grab him.
Okay. Hold on. He's going to attack you.
Okay.
That's not very nice. He did a very good job.
Oof.
He's going to crit you
First-
twice.
No, he's not. Oh yeah, he is. I guess.
Yeah.
Damn rude.
Don't
Oh,
worry.
wrong.
Oh God,
What was that?
I clicked it with the wrong screen. That's on me.
Eldritch,
He has,
Eldritch power.
he has
Oh, good.
advantage.
He's got some eldritch powers.
All right. So he doesn't get the critical damage on that.
Oh, god damn it.
Sorry, you gave it to him. You should know. Okay.
You do take 18 points of damage as he punches you. And
No.
and you feel that his hand is like stone.
I am going to use Stone's Endurance.
Yeah, I figured. Alright, and with that, initiative. After Colin gets a chance to attack.
It's a D12 plus my Constitution modifier. So this plus 3, 10. So how much did you do originally? 18?
Yeah.
So I take 8 points. All right.
Colin, man. You just ate like 12 damage.
Okay, so I'll go for my grapple attack. I also get this. What is this?
Advantage.
How does this work exactly? Advantage. Yep. I can also lift twice as much weight as normal. I count as being able to lift large because of my peoples. So I get
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
a lot. So what's this? A strength? Just off for the strength one?
It's
right?
athletics for grappling.
Okay.
When he's just doing cardio lifting, he just benches Neferet set.
Oh, that sucks. Of course.
You grabbed him.
Yeah. All right.
Go ahead and roll your initiative.
All right.
I mean, I rolled better than the bad guy, and still am like last.
You tried.
All right. So, Vlad, you're up first. Cardin is currently grappled.
I'm just going to gingerly. I'm assuming the table's not even in the way anymore.
I'm assuming the table is somewhere over here.
5, 10.
Because he made it a point.
Because
I'm not assuming he flipped it at him. He flipped it out of the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, because I don't know who's around me, because Delvin is gone, so I assume...
You never
That's
know where
literally the reason
Delvin's
why I went
gone.
there. That's literally the
Yeah.
reason I went here, because I
Well,
expected
'cause
to put the table at
I
him.
did think
25.
about shoving it at him, but I'm like, he's a dwarf. He
Yeah,
could just drop
or-
to the ground, and like I could miss him.
Oh no, wait.
I
Here I'm
figured you're just gonna
flanking
flip it
with
over on
Delvin.
top of
That's
him.
fine.
Yeah.
So that's why I went to the outside, so when it smooshed him, I could still stab him.
What are the rules for non-lethal damage?
You just have to say that you're doing non-lethal damage.
Okay.
D&D
I'm gonna
D&D allows you to
non-lethally murder him.
Yeah, D&D just allows you to non-lethal any normal attack.
How does it mix between lethal and non-lethal, though? So if somebody,
I'm
say,
assuming
hurt
the last
him
hit has to be
lethal?
non-lethal, and then that does it.
Yep, essentially.
So, okay.
Okay, so let's just
So essentially, when I tell
Maggie?
you he's close to death,
all
I'm
right.
just questioning. I'm just asking a question, because
Bap him.
I mean, I can't really do anything. I have him, I'm grappling
You
him,
hit.
but
Yeah, just hold him still, and we're gonna
Just
beat
hold
him
him down.
unconscious.
Yeah.
Just hold him down, and we're gonna beat him.
13. I guess I'm not gonna booming blade because I'm assuming that would do something onto someone who is grappling him. And I'm gonna just hit him again.
I'm gonna do it again.
alright, he is now bloodied.
It's like bonk bonk. Instead of like the usual sword, it's like a novelty, like frat boy paddling blade. Just bonk. God, so
Ashlyn,
insane.
you're up.
Ashlyn's gonna come over here and also use non-lethal damage.
Okay.
If anything, we would at least need Kasim's consent to kill him.
Yep, that will hit. Jesus Christ. Okay. Thank God you only get one attack, because my villains really don't need your shit.
So So
This
I'm
guy was
grappling
asking
him,
for
I
it.
assume, with 2 hands, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that means I have a third weapon, right? On my headbutt him.
All right, go ahead.
That'll do it.
What do I roll?
Bonk him.
Just a regular attack. Damage will be D4.
Okay.
Bonk his head with your head.
Do I just use any of my weapons just to start it off with, or
Yeah,
what?
that's fine. And then you can roll the D4
Okay.
separately.
Alright. Does that hit?
That will hit, yes, especially because you have
Okay.
advantage.
And D4 plus my strength, or plus my attack modifier, or whatever it is?
Yes.
Okay. So before he does it, it's like, it's like you forget, Jotun have hard heads, and I just smash him in the face. Do that plus, what is that?
Plus your
my
strength.
3? Plus my strength, so plus 3. So 5 damage, and I'm gonna do it again.
Because you can.
Bludgeoning damage.
It's like, oh, you still want to stand up.
And you still hit.
Advantage.
Advantage.
Gotta love that. I really want, because I've talked to him about it before. I'm like, he's wearing a helmet technically,
Yeah.
so technically that's an object. So technically I could smite with a headbutt.
You can, in fact, smite with a headbutt. I don't suggest smiting him, but you can.
Because originally I thought he was like some sort of polymorph giant monster, and I'm like, I can headbutt him with a. So that's 6 damage.
All right, so he is not close to death, but he's certainly unhappy.
Okay.
Nefertset,
Nappy
you're up.
time.
Well, he is rolling me a save now, isn't he, for wisdom?
Are you going to toll the dead on him?
I'm going to toll the dead on him.
All right.
With non-lethal toll the dead.
That's not how that works at
Well,
all.
he passed.
That's not how it works.
It's non-lethal necrotic damage. What?
All right.
You get a stomach virus.
So,
instead.
no one has said out loud that we're taking him alive, and especially to Nefertset, cannibalism is a capital punishment. There is no excuse.
All right, go ahead.
It's nap time.
That's what I
Nap
was
I don't
saying.
think this is the capital. I don't think.
That
capital
hits.
city.
Go ahead. You hit him with
It
the
is
butt
a
of your
capital
spear.
sin.
Oh, then any punishment here is capital punishment.
Making sure that the thingy is where the thingy is clicked. Yes, it is. And bam.
And he falls unconscious.
Damn it!
He's like a little baby, shaking him around.
Does anything happen to him when he falls unconscious? Does he go clay-faced again or anything like
He
that?
turns into a doppelganger.
Gross.
Aha.
Could I headbutt him
Alright.
again?
Yes, you can.
Ashlyn kicks him.
So just still holding him. Thud.
You guys
I
keep hitting him.
personally
You guys keep
really
hitting him.
hate doppelgangers.
It's
Yeah,
that
just a
scene-
little kick. Yeah.
It's that scene that was turned into a meme from JoJo, where it's like everybody's stomping on
Everyone
the
just-
Yeah. We just another
What
nudge.
would you like from me, Izzy, in regards to knowledge of doppelgangers?
It would definitely be Arcana or no, it's just Arcana because it's a monstrosity.
Vlad turns to Ashley and says like, ah, yes, a rare hairless elf.
So 16?
Yes. So you know that he's a doppelganger. You know that doppelgangers are notoriously mercenary creatures from Tir na Nog.
What is
Would
this?
Ashlyn know that?
Ashlyn
I'll
does not know
explain.
that, but Ashlyn does know what Tir na Nog is.
What's Tir na Nog?
Would she have not found
Trying
out
to play
about
off.
something like that in her little booklet?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana roll. Tir na Nog is the fairylands.
Okay.
It's where all of the Celtic fairies and elves come from.
So naturally, knowing that Nefertset's the smart one, Ogmagni's just gonna walk over with this thing. Go, what is this?
I'll
Shake it
let
out.
him know it's a doppelganger.
Oddly
and
enough-
that it's an assassin used by fairies.
Oddly enough, Ashlyn knows exactly what it is.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's odd, because, she's learning.
She is learning. Ashlyn's
I
like,
feel like that might be the good kind of fairy story her parents would have told her to be like, yeah, you need to stay away from that place.
Yeah,
Be
you
like,
see
yeah,
any of these things?
you're right.
I'm running his pockets.
Um,
okay,
also, his stuff doesn't change.
No, it does
just
not.
just himself.
so he's now wearing capris. He's essentially looks like the Incredible Hulk because he was wearing dwarf clothes before.
Is it clam diggers? Yeah. I'm running his pockets.
You find you find the key. It is a black iron key with 3 gold rings on the shaft.
Can I touch that? Can I touch
No,
things
let's
that are
not-
iron?
Hold on.
Let's not touch things.
No, I mean like in
Let's- how
general.
about
Yes, you can touch
Can
iron.
I-
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay.
How about we tie this thing up?
So
Agreed.
hold on. You find No gold, because all the gold is in chests here in the house. You find the key. He's got a ring on him. He's got a dagger on him. You guys all know that Carden used to carry a large arbalest, which this Carden does not have on him either.
So, okay. Because my next question was, have we ever known the real Carden? We have, right? Where's the real Carden?
You don't know. That's the question.
All right.
Neferetset,
Do I know anything?
the key that you see looks like a key to your tower.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
Come again.
Follow-up question. Lad turns around because Kasim's on the floor. What would happen to Kasim?
Kasim is still on the floor. But yes, Neferetset, it is a key. It appears to be a key to your tower, which is still outside in the patio, by the way.
Wait, how is the tower still outside?
I thought you'd already cast it long enough for it to become permanent.
It needs a year.
Oh, never mind then. It's not outside.
All right, yeah, that also confused me. I was like, yeah, no, I wish it would permanent. Ugh.
You're almost.
When we get a year off.
One day.
Um,
Sorry, what's the
so
other
Vlad,
thing he was carrying?
Vlad looks at Kasim, and Kasim is not moving.
Ring, key, dagger.
Ring, key, dagger are
let's
the
go
only
ahead.
interesting things he's got on him.
I'm gonna
Ring,
take
key,
those out,
dagger.
gloves, and just arcana them all.
Do I notice that he's not moving?
The Kasim is
Can I
not
do
moving. Yes,
perception?
Kasim is currently passed out on the floor.
I'm going to go over and pop him with a single point, just to make sure he's not dead.
Okay, nothing happens. So it's key, ring, dagger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the ring is a ring of protection +1.
Ooh.
Okay.
It is dwarven in make. You're pretty sure it belongs to the real Carden.
Well, let's take that for safekeeping for now.
You know what?
Would
I agree with
Neferetset or
that.
Delvin
I
like
will
to
hold
wear
on
it?
to that for a second.
Yeah, we'll let
Or with
Neferetset
Delvin.
hold on to it.
Okay.
You have way less hit points than I do, and I have very few hit points.
However, those rolls are not high enough to get any information about the key or the dagger.
Ah, that's
Can I
terrible.
roll?
Identify.
The key baffles all attempts at identification. The dagger is a dagger of venom. Also of
That's hella interesting.
also of dwarven make. Also probably belongs to the real Carden.
Let's give that to Delvin for now.
We should hold on to that for safekeeping.
for reasons.
For research purposes.
Delvin, you want me to put that on your character sheet for you for right now?
Is it a +1 or no? Anything? No, just the poison.
So,
Because I have a dagger already, so you can just modify that one, I guess.
well, no, it's an actual magical item. It has other
Okay.
benefits.
All right.
And as soon as I
Good.
find
Go
my
ahead and put it in the
mouse,
sheet.
I will go ahead and put it on your character.
So, I'm still holding this unconscious changeling. Are we tying this thing up already?
I don't.
Yes.
Do we have a
Holy shit!
What?
do we have a cell or anything?
Nothing. I was looking at dagger of venom.
Oh yeah, it's a mean thing.
Yeah. +1 weapon attack, +1 damage, and then the secondary effect, if they fail their Constitution check, is 2d10 damage.
Yep.
So I'm trying to figure out if we have. So Delvin's going to look around and see if we have the things that we need to imprison something that can change itself.
Okay.
Right? Like, do we have like an airtight box or chest or something like
so-
that?
We're gonna put him in
I-
a box and carry him around.
I would say that we don't need like an airtight box of some kind. As far as I'm aware, changelings can change their shape to a point, but they can't like. I believe they can only
Yeah.
like focus on humanoids, so
Yep.
they can't like
Yeah.
become an octopus or like a.
Yeah,
bunch
he's
of,
not
like-
gonna be able to turn into like a snake or something like that and slither away. We could just tie him up normally, make sure his hands.
But can he like change his limbs? You know what I'm saying? So can he change his limb size? Is what I was worried about.
Yes,
like,
he
so
can.
he could be thin enough to get out of most bonds. Is what I was concerned
Yes,
about.
he-
That's why
yeah.
I was like,
he is in fact
stuff him in
difficult
something.
to. He is in fact difficult to keep bound.
I
Can
agree.
we? Let's
guys,
just shove
give
him
me
in a
second,
chest.
and I'm gonna come back in like an hour.
Um,
Because Neferetset wants to step outside and go look for something with that gentleman who sells magical accoutrements.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're gonna go.
Some-
You're gonna go talk to your gnomish friend.
Yep.
Okay.
so
Can we
Delvin's,
put him in a chest for
Delvin's
now? and lock it
barbarism is
real
about
good?
to be on full display.
Okay.
Like y'all about to realize that he is not from the city. I'm I'm gonna spike his limbs.
Okay.
Oh
Damn.
man,
Are
Vlad
you
has
gonna
an
come
uncle who
Are you
used
coming
to
over
do
to me
that.
to ask for this like unconscious body? Because I'm just still holding this
Is
thing.
he still holding him? I'm like,
Can I see
lay him
that?
down real quick.
All right,
Lay it down real quick.
just throw him down.
And I'm gonna put like one of my dungeoneering tool spikes through his like femur area.
Right. So you are
Like-
pinning him to the table.
Yes. Basically,
I guess,
I want to make sure that he's not getting up.
Ogmagni's like,
Like he needs to stay here
I mean,
till she gets back.
that's not for nothing, but I was considering sacrificing this guy to Thor, so it's a little
Uh,
like,
You
bro.
need him to stay here
I know.
for you to sacrifice
all right.
him.
Yeah.
Neferetsa.
Anyways, I gotta go bury this guy. So.
All right. So Ogmagni, you're burying the guy. Vlad, what are you doing while Neferetsa is speaking with Rabin?
I want to check on Kasim. You said that there was other people noticed a burning smell of clothing
I
and the
healed
bright
him
flash
for
from
one
his
point
neck.
at least.
Okay, so
there we go.
you walk over to him and you see that he's got a brand on the back of his neck. Do you speak Babylonian or Primordial?
No, only Draconic.
No. So you do not know what it is, but there's a brand on the back of his neck.
Can I do a knowledge history and see if I've seen?
Sure. Yeah, go for it. It's difficult because of the fact that you don't speak any of those languages. So no.
Well.
But he's got a brand on the back of his neck, and even though he was healed, you see that the clothing around it is also burnt.
Well, I point that out to everyone else. But Neferetsa, I'm assuming, already left.
Ashlyn, are you doing anything with that?
Can Ashlyn roll some kind of Arcana check?
Do you speak
Or knowledge
Primordial
check?
or Babylonian?
I don't think I speak either of those things. I'm pretty sure I only speak like Elvish and Goblin or some shit.
Okay, so I'm using one of the optional rules where if people are taking like checks on top of checks, it gets harder with each additional person because the odds are slimmer. So go ahead.
Ashlyn's like, I don't know how to read that shit.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm gonna go look for Cardin.
Go.
Delvin is basically just pinning the dude to the table to make sure he doesn't
Yeah,
go
that's
anywhere.
that is a task. All right, Neferetset, you arrive at Rabin, who is Babylonian, a Babylonian gnome, and he says,
I don't want to accidentally bump her head.
my dear."
Raven, how are you, my
Ew.
darling? I was very curious because we ran into an interesting dilemma. Would you happen to have a pair of dimensional shackles about?
I can rent you a pair of
Sorry,
dimensional
guys.
shackles. Yeah, absolutely.
How much would the rent be?
10 gold pieces per day and a 50 gold piece deposit fee.
All right, and I'm assuming the deposit is moot if they're able to get themselves free and destroy them.
Yes. Yeah.
All
Any
right, I
damage
just
to the
wanna know.
shackles, I keep your deposit.
Unfortunately, the person who normally does our negotiations is currently indisposed, so I will go ahead and agree to the 10 and 50,
Perfect.
and I'll pay him out.
Well, you're already on good terms with him. He'll send you the bill.
I
As a
appreciate it.
follow-up on the Kasim situation, is Vlad aware that Neferetsa's gnome friend existence and his Babylonianness?
I do not think.
Oh, yeah.
Neferetsa did tell everybody about the gnome.
Oh yeah, remember I was talking about the coffee.
Oh, that is true. Okay, yes.
Oh,
You know what?
that's right.
Vlad would, after not figuring shit out, but acknowledging that it's Babylonian, would be like, he's gonna try to meet Neferetsa.
Okay, so essentially, you walk in as they're discussing this. Rabin looks at you and he goes, "Oh,
Don't worry,
Rude.
he's with
That
us.
cross,
Don't worry,
Jesus
he's
doesn't
with us.
exist in the universe.
Crosses do.
crosses do in fact exist. They're more like this."
Mostly upside down.
But Vlad is not Roman, and crucifixion was like almost exclusively a Roman practice.
Right.
Alias is
However,
off somewhere,
it is a
someone's
Celtic
doing
symbol
it.
of protection. Equal
But
on.
he's not Celtic.
He's not Celtic. No.
You know what? We'll go with the Castlevania explanation. It's like vampires are alpha predators, so if you shove a geometric symbol in their face, like their brain short circuits for a
No,
second.
he's absolutely doing the Benny thing.
Where he's like going through them all.
I was gonna say, I'm like, is he like Benny right now?
My apologies, good sir. Are you afraid of tall people?
He looks at you and he says, "Well, yeah. Who isn't?"
The truth.
I've come.
Yeah. That's information I didn't need, but okay.
You made the baby cry.
Yeah, that was so bad the baby cried. All right, go.
Because Neferetsit informed me that you hail from the lands down south, the mighty empire of Babylonia.
He looks at you and he says, before you specify, he's like, we're in the Nordlands. Everything is south.
He's way
But
too
it's just
short
a
to
matter
be
of
that
perspective,
sassy.
I suppose.
No, he's not. Gnomes are sass personified.
Okay, so he says, yes, I am Babylonian. Look at my hat.
That is a very Babylonian hat. So.
You're thrown off by the hat.
Neferetsit has already
Transfixed him.
explained the affliction that has occurred to one of our also Babylonian friends.
No, she had not. She was here bartering for dimensional shackles.
But
No telling what she's gonna do with those.
she doesn't even
I
care.
was about to say that's some shit that we worry about
Has
Neferetsit.
this happened
doing, but-
before?
The reason I was hoping
time
to buy
for
them.
pleasure is not now. I believe something afflicts our friend. Vlad will, as best as he can recall, try to use minor illusion to replicate the brand on Kasim's neck.
Give me
Oh.
an Arcana roll.
I think we have set a personal record for Arcana roll.
I like that. That's
in
what
one
you guys
session
have gone
today.
with this game. It wasn't what I was expecting, but it's a good way to go for it.
Wait, Arcana? It's
I'm serious. That's literally
history.
Delvin's whole thing.
Just to recall
Go
the
ahead.
information
History.
that I just
fine,
acquired.
Fine.
It's
Fine. History. Go ahead.
Well,
it's not good.
He says, "I don't know what that is."
What about Neferetsit?
Have you guys seen the episode of Futurama where Fry gets the flute?
the holophone.
Yeah.
And then at the end he's no longer good at it. That's what you just did.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It's like he was like, not quite. Not like this at all. I am afflicted with a condition of the hands. You understand? Is there a practice amongst your people of branding certain things on people's necks?
Slaves are normally branded at the necks because it's easy to see.
You know,
I
I
got
think that we might take our leave of you. I'm very sorry that I can't stay for some coffee and
Wait, I want to see
sweets.
the brand.
I don't know how Kasim would feel about that, quite honestly.
has Kasim ever explicitly told us that he was
You guys have
former slave?
never. You guys had never seen the brand before, except I think Magni saw it while he was tattooing him.
Yes.
Ashlyn saw
Magni's
it
the
because
only
she
one.
wanted to know what they were doing.
Right.
Yeah.
You
The
get
only two who have seen it.
Ogmagny doesn't ask questions about stuff like that because that'd be.
Ashlyn thought they just wanted to be naked and cool together.
All right.
They're just lifting
I
weights.
don't know.
just
It sucks because I really don't want to ruin any of our esteem with this gnome. You are more than welcome if you'd like to accompany us at this time, but it seems like your shop is open still for a little while longer.
He walks over. He says, "The Norse don't read." He grabs like a little bag of tools. He grabs a little bag of tools. He goes, "Well, I mean, they read, but they don't read." And he like puts on some spectacles and he says, "Let's go."
All right. Well, maybe we can discuss a discount as we're heading over there. There's also a doppelganger I'd like you to look at.
Can I dissect it?
We're not sure just yet. I was hoping for the same opportunity.
You guys
And we'll
are
discuss the.
birds of a
anatomy.
feather, I see.
So
Ogmagny would be doing the last rites for. For
While
I have
they
to
were,
buy out. I'll be right
for
back.
Harry,
Well-
not for Hari, not
for Hari.
for
Yeah, no. He's doing because, like, all things considered, even though like what he did, I thought he was trying to reform himself. I'm a little bummed about it. Honestly, he was doing his best, and I know everybody hated him, but like he was actually doing his best, guys. I think that we were a little rough on him at the end. I did beat him up and almost kill him.
Give me a
he
perception
did
roll.
his own thing. Ooh. I hope I do well. I did pretty good.
You notice that there is evidence that Hari did in fact have a weapon in his hands before he died. But that the first blows came to his back. He died fighting
So-
and defending himself. So you can give him
Go to Valhalla, friend.
so you can give him an honorable burial.
Yeah. He deserved that.
Um,
Everybody deserves an honorable burial.
Ashlyn's standing there looking at Agni. She's like, "Did he though?"
Yeah, but like,
Yes.
so
You do that. I'm gonna go look for Cardin. She's just going around the house looking for
you're just
Cardin.
like, are you in here?
Just picking up shoes, looking under the bed. Yeah.
Are you just leaving Kasim passed out on the floor?
yes, he deserves it.
I mean, there's nothing I can do for him. Like, put a little pillow under his head,
Okay. All right. I mean, I guess that's fine.
cover him with a little blanket.
Um,
Actually, you know what? She's like 6 feet tall. She'd just pick him up and put him on the sofa, or
right.
just take him to
Yeah.
bed and just tuck
'Cause
him
he's
in.
a little guy.
He is a
He's
little
He's
guy.
a widow guy.
As you walk out into the garden, I know.
Conchita.
I feel
Sorry,
the same way. As you walk out into the garden, you see a crow sitting in one of the trees, looking at
Hey!
you.
Oh,
Wait, did I see the crows last
Yes, you.
time?
No, you did not.
Oh,
Delvin saw it last time. Delvin is also out there with you, though.
alright.
So Delvin and Ashlyn, you guys see the crow looking at Ashlyn.
She looks back at it like,
I'm gonna look and see if this is the same crow that I noticed and then tried to do something and then it flew off before.
It is absolutely the same crow.
I will use my speech of beast and leaf and invite the crow to conversation and take a better look at what's going on.
So the
Delvin
crow
over here
answers
fighting.
you in Gaelic, which you guys speak.
Mhm.
He says, "You know, crows can speak."
well, why don't you?
Like I'm serious. I invited him. Well, then come on down. Basically invite him to come chop it up. Like, what's up? Like,
All right. Do you guys sit at this little patio furniture? Sit up here.
Sure. Yeah.
I got no problem with it. Like, I took a good while I was staking dude down, and there should be a bar across the throat too. This is a thing that I have had to do before. Trust me.
giggity.
I took a good look at the dude, and got as much information as I was able to get. I don't know what you needed me to roll. I didn't have the mic up because Little Miss was a little upset.
That's fine.
I didn't know if I needed it in perception, but I'm gonna do everything I can to learn as much as I can
About what it is. So
and its physiology and if there's any remote sign of who sent him, how long he's been there, differences between I'm trying to think back to differences between normal Cardin look and this guy, if I've noticed, so I might be able to figure out when he replaced him.
okay.
Normal Cardin and Chompy Cardin.
Yeah.
So you aren't able to find out too many details, but you now, looking at him closer, you're like, oh, this is a doppelganger. This is a thing that we deal with occasionally.
Right. Okay. And so the crow is definitely invited.
Ashlyn.
Basically conversation about like, well, you seem to have an interest in us, and is there anything I can help you with? Make your job a little easier so you don't have to
What's a Gaelic crow doing all the way up here?
So the crow, you get the feeling in your heart that the crow is smiling at your question. But the crows have no lips. It can't actually smile. It says, well, what's an elven princess doing so far from home?
Delvin studiously does not react to the phrase princess, but he does note it.
Half elf. Druid.
I know your pa would always say you're a princess.
And
You're very far
I
from
guess she
home.
just wants to be with you tonight, man.
I asked the question first.
Fair. I am keeping an eye on those who left Tir Nanog. And he looks at you and Delvin.
Have you been keeping an eye on the doppelganger as
That
well?
left here enough.
He looks at it.
Left Tiernan, yes.
Unintentionally. I have been keeping an eye on him.
So I get advantage. I'm gonna try and talk him into just basically sweet talk him and get him to be,
anything of import.
yeah, talk him, feel comfortable.
All right.
Chit chatty.
So you guys chat.
What happened?
You guys
what
chat
he's
back
seen.
and forth for a little bit, and he says, "Well, so the doppelganger was here when I arrived, but before you guys arrived. But I didn't know he was a doppelganger then."
Okay. Do I get the feeling that asking who he has been keeping an eye on us for would be a problem?
You get the feeling that you can ask, but you're not sure if he's going to answer.
Right. I'm not as concerned whether or not he will give me the information as whether asking for the information will sour.
It will not sour.
Yeah. All right. So I'm be like, so, I mean, is this just a hobby of yours, or did you, are you on the clock?
Did you enjoy watching what Neferet said does to window?
I mean,
Is that why you're here?
Have you been not watching? Have you been smart enough to avoid Neferetset's window?
Stewie, you're also pulling one of these right now.
That's because I am throwing things in my face, and I don't want people to see me do it.
Okay, that's fine. He says, "Well,
I'm
I'm not
envious right now because we had waffles for dinner."
He says,
I haven't eaten yet.
I cannot say that I am on the clock. No one has hired me. I am doing this of my own free will and out of a sense of duty and love."
Okay.
He starts preening himself,
As birds do.
As having, obviously we've had raptors that we worked with in the forest, so I help him with the pin feathers and
He says, "I like you."
that's the point, you asshole. I'm not gonna say that loud. All right, so yeah, basically just continue to butter him up and eventually, ask questions. I'm
okay.
I am
at that point
the hunter's eye.
Mhm.
I am trying to take in as much information about him as I possibly can.
Okay. After about 5 minutes or so, he says, "Well, it's time for me to leave," and he hops off and takes off. And
No, wait, Cardin.
a split second later, Neferetset, Vlad, and Rabin walk in.
Okay.
Ashlyn just looks at Delvin and she's thinking that everyone's gonna think they're crazy if we tell them what happened. Because
won't
she
think
was
you're
with
crazy.
Delvin alone.
What we'll do is you guys can ask me some questions later on Discord to get the specifics of what you asked him.
Cool.
So you see Rabin, a short, even by gnome standards, wearing about a 9-inch tall hat, come in, and he's got little spectacles on his nose, and he's got a doctor's briefcase, and he's like, "Oh!" And he leans real close to Ashlyn.
She leans real close to him.
Oh, he says,
Yeah, Delvin is inspecting his hat.
he said, when you lean closer, he moves his glasses around. He says, "Oh, that's so considerate of you to come closer. Oh, you're a half elf."
He's the first one who's noticed.
He says, "Well, that doesn't make any sense." And he's like, "Neferetset, where's your friend who's unconscious?"
Right this way. I'll take him over there.
Okay.
I'm still staring at I'm walking behind him very closely, inspecting the hat.
Delvin's walking right behind him, leaning over
Also,
after
what
his
does it
hat.
make any sense with the with my half elf associate? By the way, I'm saying all this in Babylonian.
Okay. Well, she's a half elf, but she's carrying an ancestral blade.
I've noticed that. Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
The elves are also very concerned about that.
It's none of their heckin' business.
He says, "I imagine they are. They certainly hate it when those blades don't listen."
They do, apparently. Although they don't have much of a choice in this case. Here's our friend right here with the unconscious. I am assuming the brand is on the back.
On the back of the neck.
Over
Yep.
this way. Here we are.
So you.
What is the brand?
So
Now that I'm finally
Nike.
see the damn thing.
do you speak Babylonian? By the way, this is
I do. I speak every language that isn't a race
He's
language.
That is a 9-inch. That is not a 9-inch tall hat. That hat is not as fascinating as a 9-inch tall hat would be.
Just use
I was-
Photoshop and stretch it.
I was
Stretch the
kind of
hat
hoping
taller.
that the hat was tall enough that it was eye level with him.
Oh, I love that hat.
so that's Rabin. With a taller hat. So the brand is it essentially breaks down into if found, return to Jabel.
Interesting. Isn't that his? Doesn't he?
That is his
proclaim that
Ibn
be his last
Jabel.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ibn Jabel. Yeah.
Ibn Jabel, you say that out loud, and Rabin says, well, Ibn Jabel means son of Jabel, but Jabel means the devil.
Huh.
It's a term for
How
a,
interesting.
it's the term for a powerful ifrit.
Well, that's unsettling.
I think we understand where he gets some of his abilities from then. And also, this is the doppelganger. Now that you've seen the brand.
He looks at the doppelganger. He says, "Oof,
Yes.
steaks."
Apparently they decided to stake it to the table while we were gone. And I'm gonna look at everyone and be like, "Why?
He says,
Like, what's happening?"
"I mean,
Why
We
not?
needed it to be here when you got back.
it's an effective.
Ah,
It's an effective way to keep him in place." Whoever
I mean,
it
I
is.
wasn't there.
he pokes at it. He says, "Ooh, through the femurs." He says, "You know that they really do have bones, right?"
Yes, that's why it's
Good.
effective in keeping them where they are.
I mean,
Could
Shapeshift
we
out of that,
borrow the
dickhead.
shackles for a little bit?
he pulls the
Basically, yeah.
He
Shift out of that bitch.
he pulls the shackles out of his bag. He says, "You don't really need them.
Oh, really?
Under the
I mean,
best case
he is
circumstances, he's staked to a table."
Thank you.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm not sure.
And I honestly am a little worried about taking the
We
steaks.
would like to eat on this table at some point. So
I think we'll just buy a new table.
Yeah, I mean, after Kari got eaten on this table, and now there's doppelgangers.
Vlad's the
Uh,
only like, what? It's a little blood on the table. Who cares?
First of all, it's
said-
inconvenient to be lugging the table that he staked
I mean,
to
I would
other
agree.
places.
I would have put
Uh,
a coaster down first, but like, you know.
Nefretset will wave and create the tower and be like, "Let's move the table into the tower, shall we?"
Okay. Magni, Delvin are just like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just showing back up. Oh,
It's gonna be
okay.
one of those difficult things, like trying to get a sofa in your front door, though. So
No,
you gotta like
no,
turn the
turn.
table to your side. No,
Tilt
no,
it this
no,
way,
other
whatever.
side.
Pivot!
Staked to it.
Pivot.
Delvin, pivot.
So as you guys like shake the table around, Doppelkarden also shakes around, and you hear him groan in pain. But eventually, you guys get him into the first floor of the tower. Which, by the
Can we
way,
stop?
the table is
I was
the
just thinking,
entire
can we
first floor of the
stop?
tower.
Just, like,
Yes, I assumed.
punch him. I hear him waking up, so I just stop for a second, like put it down, walk over, and just thud, and just walk back.
Clunk.
He
I don't want him
Like,
waking
you really don't want to be awake for this.
Rabin
Yeah,
Rabin looks at the party. And he's like, "My dear, they're very effective at hurting people."
They are. You have no idea. You should have seen the artificer we came across.
I made him shorter. He was already short.
He says, "You know that the original artificers were Babylonian gnomes."
Oh
Were
my
they?
god, no one cares. Just
And then
trying
we'll
to
talk
get this
about-
game.
Nerd.
And then for like 20 minutes, we'll sit there discussing Babylonian gnomes and artificers.
Delvin and Ogmagny just jocking out over there. Nerd!
Um,
So you guys finish
Delvin
getting
is
him in.
Yelling nerd, but secretly taking notes.
I wish I was them.
You guys get him fully into the building. The doppelganger, Rabin says, "Is this an interrogation?"
Absolutely.
That's a harsh term.
So he jumps up on the
Um,
table. He pulls
as,
out a syringe and jabs the doppelganger with it.
Oh,
What's that?
Delvin, it's like
Is he
that's a
taking
harsh
something
term, and
out?
he's taking out his waterboarding tools.
is he
Pulling out
taking
the bottle
something out
of
or putting
Dasani.
something in? That's what I want to know.
So he injects the doppelganger with something. You see the wounds seal around the stakes.
Ooh.
Oh.
no.
And the doppelganger wakes up.
I mean,
And the doppelganger wakes up screaming in pain.
And I will look at Rabbit and be like, we might need to discuss purchase of some of this later.
And so Rabin looks at him and he goes, "My friends want to talk to you. Do you want the pain to stop?" And the doppelganger's like, so he pulls out another
Yeah, I would like the
syringe
pain to stop.
and injects him again. And he stops screaming.
Delvin walks up and high fives the fuck out of Rabin. Like, what's up?
Rabin's up on the table, so he's the
Trevin
right
has to
height for
jump
it.
a little.
So he's the right height for it.
Does it?
He sits to one side and he says, "All yours."
Ask
Well, we
away.
appreciate that. Rabbit, by the way, are you married, dear?
So,
Babylonian gnomes can be married more than once.
Really? We'll talk about this again later.
so he's awake, right?
Yes, the doppelganger is awake. You see his
Alright.
his black, soulless eyes, like a doll's eyes,
Alright.
glaze
I'm
over.
gonna walk over to him and grab him by one of his arms, and just say,
It's still pinned to the
It
table.
is still pinned to the
I thought he was
Wait.
I thought he was pinned through the hip. That was
No,
it.
no, no.
I thought his arms.
All four limbs.
all four limbs and a bar
across
across his neck.
Oh, that makes it even better. Okay, so. Okay, he's gonna grab one of the spikes and go. Do you know what happens when a paladin gets really upset and he has something in his hand?
You gonna smite him?
He says, "I already agreed to talk.
Yeah,
So why are you
but
upset?"
you know what you? Because you ate my servant.
Ashlyn rolls her eyes behind Ogmagny.
He says, "Well, what if?"
I'm gonna rip it out.
So you see, he stops talking. The anesthetics are sufficient that he doesn't scream again, but you guys hear the sound of tearing flesh as the flesh had healed around it.
All right. So
I'm done. And just throw it down.
I'll start
got my 2
asking
cents.
questions. Okay. So how long have you been here in our house?
I have been here in this house since it first became this house.
Where is
Why
Carden?
did you feel like you did not need to meet us in your true form? What made you think that we would not accept you, that you needed to deceive us in order to become our companion?
He says, "Well, my job was to get close to Kasim, confirm that it was Kasim, and then kidnap Kasim."
You're right. We would not have helped you with that. Good point. I completely understand. And now, like, all right, that makes sense.
All
to me.
right.
Like,
No, that makes sense to me. Like, I can't. Delvin is pretty much satisfied. That makes sense. I understand.
We-
that.
we-
Ashlyn, you get the next question.
Where's Carden?
Carden is in the Citadel of Fire, in the City of Brass, perfectly safe, assuming none of the brass hounds have eaten him.
Fucking
quite
great.
Wait. In the
Thank you, sir.
Citadel of Fire in the City of Brass.
Yeah, he took him to Cornwall.
Yes. It's the. So I think the gnome and I both will be like, actually, yes, that's the capital of the.
nerd.
Assuming that none of the
You,
what have eaten him yet?
The brass hound.
Brass hounds.
Yes.
The brass
Delvin is
hounds.
again jocking out, but also secretly taking notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He says,
That
Nerd.
plane of fire, I believe, isn't it? Ah, well,
I was hired to.
by Kasim's father.
No.
Hmm.
I was hired by an Ifrit by the name of Solar to find Kasim. Solar is
And
the
bring him
hound's
back?
master.
And for
Oh.
what purpose?
Jabel. Jabel wants Kasim back.
How interesting.
Isn't that his surname? Isn't that his dad then?
Kasim is an orphan.
Well, this explains quite a lot, actually. Well, I'm very sorry that we can't allow you to continue with your quest to obtain Kasim. Unfortunately, he does fit quite well with us. And of course, you know that we can't just let you go to speak about what's happened.
Can I sacrifice him to Thor? I haven't even
I'm gonna-
sacrificed in a while.
I'm gonna be like, look,
You should
Delvin's
have
gonna
sacrificed
hold up-
Hari when you had the chance.
You have a job to do.
Yes.
So do we.
What's
Right.
your job?
We're trying to stop Thimblewinter.
Okay.
Murders.
We need Kasim for that.
Okay.
As you have seen, like you've integrated into our team, you've seen how we work. We need him.
Yes.
Would you be amenable to not returning to your employer with word of your failure yet, while we take care of what we need to take care of?
I am amenable to never return to my employer with word of my failure.
You know what?
Yeah.
And
But questions. Vlad asks, it's like, you say you came from the plane of fire, correct?
No.
Your masters come from the plane of fire.
Yes.
Yes. As a being of fire, likening or enjoying,
Yes.
I assume that he is not at all amenable to a winter on Earth that would last forever and potentially bar him from this plane.
This is probably true. Outside of my pay range.
so pretty much, Delvin's gonna
Can I
offer
talk
him
to
a
your
job.
manager?
Like,
May I speak to
He says,
may I speak to your manager?
He says, of course you can. All you need to do is, and as he goes to speak, you see his neck begins to glow red,
Mm,
and he dies.
I was gonna offer him a job.
That was not
Delvin was
helpful.
like- Delvin does not have a problem with him. Like,
Colin, you can't offer them up if they're already dead, can you, dear? Algamagni. No? Well, then pardon us for a minute. I believe myself and Raven have some things to do. And Nefert's is going to take out her nice embalming tools.
Like the last time I got to sacrifice something, I actually got to see the gods, and now I was like, oh, I can really do something.
No worries.
Up it.
Next
I
one we
will-
get,
Hey,
you
up
can
and
sacrifice.
die.
big
God,
bro
it-
arm around Ogmagny. I'm
It's
sorry,
like that.
man.
It's like that scene from Return of the Jedi where the one guy's crying after the Rain Corps dies. It's like, it's okay.
Did you know
Yeah,
that they have
take-
2 hearts? Look at this. There's one, two
I was
here.
gonna take him. I'll take him to where the ale is, and we will drink.
All right, so you guys drink. Nefertset and Robin spend about an hour and a half to 2 hours dissecting the doppelganger.
As I'm walking him off, though, I'm gonna whisper to him, I'm gonna see your notes. I want to need to see your notes after you're done.
What was that? You making fun of those nerds?
Yes, I was harassing the nerd.
So the 2 hours pass, and you guys reconvene. It is very late at night. Do you guys go to sleep and continue in the morning?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan to me.
You guys sleep.
Oh, at some point I remember to mention the crow.
You saw-
Wait.
Wait, a
Wait.
crow talked to you?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know I talk to birds.
Was it?
Come on now. You know I talk to animals. It's not.
Was
a-
it?
Okay,
Wait,
right. Everybody
was it-
knows that you talk to animals. They also know that
But
the
that-
animals don't answer back usually.
They bite.
Did it?
He didn't
You-
bite me. It was cool.
Were there 2 of them?
No, there's only one.
What? No.
No, there's only one.
Ashley's just.
And we didn't see anybody missing an eye either. We
Oh,
didn't see
God.
anybody missing an eye either.
No,
I don't-
hold on.
I don't care.
That's not a good point. Because the crows spoke in Gaelic, you said?
Yes.
Izzy, I don't want to meta.
Okay.
Would I have read Gaelic mythology and what I know of?
So give me your history roll.
I was talking to you about running in the morning. I don't know if you saw that.
Go ahead, give me your history
okay.
roll.
No,
which
I
essentially,
didn't know if you saw.
in the case of Nefertset, it's not does she know something, it's has she read a particular thing. So yes, you have read a fair bit of Gaelic mythology. Are you asking if you know about the Morrigan?
The Morrigan or Babd?
Yes, you know about both of them. You know that the crows are, in fact, symbols in Gaelic mythology as well.
So I will bring that up. I'll be like, there are several different beings that can assume the form of crows in Gaelic mythology and approach those, especially if they were talking about the fact that they were keeping an eye on 2 children of the land who left. it's possible that the gods of several different pantheons could be keeping an eye on us to help prevent Thimblewinter. And this is not very much of a stretch, as we do understand what's going on now. And it doesn't just affect the Ogmagnes people, it affects everyone. And all pantheons, I'm assuming, would be invested in preventing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ragnarok needs to occur. It's just not.
At some point, but
Yeah.
does it need to occur now?
Well, it won't be occurring now. That's the problem, and it won't be occurring ever.
True.
That's the problem.
So, but yes, so it's very interesting that you brought up a speaking crow. Next time you see the crow, I would not be opposed to you talking to it and seeing if it is either the Morgan or Bab's servant.
I would love for it to be Morgan.
Magic codes.
Almost every freaking depiction of the Morgan is like mad cool in my opinion.
And
So-
this is for
So you guys wake up the next day. This is
No, wait.
well, sorry,
You spent 2 hours dissecting the thing.
Vlad, what do you want
and
with
then Vlad is like impatiently tapping his foot outside the door and is like,
okay.
"You guys never verified if there was a reason why Kasim did not wake up."
I like that Vlad is like,
Yeah, like the whole reason we brought him out.
Vlad is like,
was
why
Kasim.
is Kasim asleep? And everyone's like, doppelgangers, crows, sacrifices. And Vlad's like, one of our party's asleep. Get someone to pay him attention.
I mean, he's not
I-
dead. I healed him. He's fine.
Yeah, detect magic, identify. I'm assuming what's going on with Kasim?
You detect magic and identify on Kasim.
Yes.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
God dang. Where are the saving throws here?
Just click on the.
Oh no, that wasn't the right thing to click. That was the right
Oh,
thing to click.
shit.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's second. Yeah.
Well, they're
Whichever one you
identical.
want. It doesn't
so,
matter.
Like, yeah.
Is it the same thing? Oh, it's literally the same thing.
Yeah,
Never
it's the
mind.
same.
Okay, you know what? I will give you that crit. So you hear a roaring voice in your head, and you feel your neck begin to burn as you try and unravel the magics in the brand from the Javel. But you manage to like grit your teeth and push it back, and you realize that this brand is very seriously it's a brand of ownership, and it allows Javel to enforce certain powers over Kasim if he's close enough.
Did you say if he's close enough?
Yes.
That
See,
means he was
That's not
close
a
enough.
good thing to say. All right. That
I
makes
mean, it
me
all
nervous.
depends if we want to punch the shit out of this guy.
So can we do me a small favor tonight? How about we move Kasim up to my bedroom? Kasim can sleep up there with myself,
That's a small favor.
and then
for Kasim,
everyone
but that's
else
red shit.
sleeps in the tower tonight, because
Okay.
the tower is the most defensible position.
Okay.
Because it can withstand more punishment than an actual building, because it is made of magics as opposed to just stone and mortar.
All right.
Okay, so you
Because
guys
it makes me nervous knowing that a being of that magnitude could be close.
All right, I'll pick up.
Nope,
I'll-
don't
I'll-
like that.
I'll pick up Kasim and look over at Delvin. Like, hey, look, he's a baby.
Look at this wee- look at
Yeah,
this
he's a
wee
baby.
baby.
Look at the little
Aw.
baby.
Look at this wee baby.
This is terrible. Y'all are so mean.
All right, so you
Like
guys
a
go
hangover.
ahead.
We would totally be taking selfies like with pictures
Hey, look,
of him
it's
in
like-
like
it's like
baby
holding-
clothes
it's like
before
holding a
while he's
cat.
asleep.
Put sunglasses on Kasim and you're taking pictures of what happened like it's the
Yeah.
hangover. You
We
find
can
out-
get Bernie. We can get
You
Bernie.
find
Yep.
Kasim's tiger in your apartment.
Also, before I go to bed, alarm around the tower,
Okay. You
and
guys,
I'm gonna go full defensive magics.
You're like fucking the scene at the battle for Hogwarts. You're like, and
Oh, 100%. Summon undead. I'm bringing forth my Einhajarn, enlarged person.
Bob's
He's
out.
gonna be large size,
it's just like
and I'm gonna have him defend the front of the tower.
so. As
It's
cool as all
100%
those,
seat of Hogwarts.
Delvin is like
so as cool as all those magics are, nothing actually happens throughout the
I knew
night.
Good.
we are not upset by this.
The question, however,
I am.
is what do you do come morning? Kasim is still unconscious
Ashlyn has
through
a
the power
question.
through the power of plot armor.
Rub some Big's paper rub on his neck.
So,
Justin.
theoretically,
Okay.
not that Ashlyn wants to mutilate Kasim or anything, especially not
That face.
not not without his consent, but if the physical brand where it is were to be removed,
I think
Would
Kassim
that-
might die.
Ashlyn,
solve
give
the
me a medicine
problem?
roll.
Or she's just wondering. Just wondering, man.
Ashlyn, go ahead and give me a medical roll.
Alright. It was not very good.
Do you think it sounds like a great idea?
Shut up. It was a real question.
It was a real question. If you had passed that roll, you would have seen that Kassim has obviously tried to remove the brand several times in the past and been unsuccessful.
Oh, okay.
Blad's gonna roll a knowledge arcana to try to see if he can scuff the brand up a little bit. just like draw an extra thing. It's just like, "Whew," and
So you're asking
Draw a
for
little
knowledge?
smiley
start
face
being-
in it.
Well, he'll confer with Neferetsit. He's like, this is a mark of a powerful being.
Let me
If perhaps-
confer with Aelin first in regards to medicine. Because that is something I'm trained in. I have no fucking clue.
You
And then
believe
let's
her
try
when she-
Arcana.
We're
You
like,
believe
I
her when
don't
she
know.
tells you could do it. Like, you're like, could we really do that? She's like,
Yeah.
yes, we totally could. And
We
you're like,
totally
okay, we
could,
got a
yeah.
plan
Just
now.
like carve out a pound of flesh from Kassim. It's not a
Poor
problem.
Kassim.
So you know that any attempt to fuck with the seal will be met with the same way that when you tried to identify it.
So even if we cut some skin from somewhere else and then put it over top. Like,
Never
cover it up.
existed.
It's like a skin band-aid.
Hand me that horse
It's
glue
totally-
real quick.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Cover it up.
Man, if we melted horses, we could use it to attach stuff to other stuff. Is
Dude, are you
everything
okay?
at home?
Is everything okay at home?
Are you
Are you
good?
all right?
You okay? Like, how do you feel right now?
But all right, so poor Kassim will be remaining plot armored for the moment.
Yes.
And we will deal with him at a later time. Does
I will
anyone else
not
want to do anything?
Pin him to the table. I'm not gonna pin him to the table.
Also, when you guys come in, you notice that the doppelganger is gone.
Nah.
all of it, like there's nothing left.
There is nothing there. Currently there is just a table with little bits of meat on spikes, and the spikes are like on the side of the table.
Rabin, by the way,
I take my spikes back
Rabin, by the
and
way,
bag up the meat.
shakes Neferetit's hand. Thank you so much. It's been a great experience. If you need anything else, you know where to
Of
find
course. Yes, of course. And we can discuss the sales later at another point if you need
Put
some
meat
bits and
on
pieces.
spikes. Blad sees you've been making kebabs.
Yes.
Vlad's like, thank you.
No, he is polite. He asks first. He doesn't want to, hog all the hors d'oeuvres.
It's not even cannibalism. He's eating humanoids. It's fine.
Yeah. It's okay.
They're
It's
not
doppelganger.
humanoids. What are they're abominations?
They're
Is that what
monstrosities.
They
is?
are abominations.
They are
They're
monstrosities,
monstrosities.
Is that really what they're okay?
Yeah,
Yep,
all
they are
right.
classified as a
That's-
monstrosity.
All right, so you guys are back in the bottom floor of Neferetit's tower. Kassim is there, laying on a bed. You guys have no doppelganger. You have the
I have
key.
bits of doppelganger.
You have the key to Neferetit's tower. You guys know about the crow, and that's what you guys have so far. You guys also have to go speak with
Dwarf dude,
the dwarf dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
console man.
I will
Councilman
gladly go
Dwarf
talk
dude.
to the Councilman Dwarf and inform him of what we found in the mines.
You guys can either
You also
can
did,
either go call
The
him.
crossbow. Sorry.
You guys can either call him over, or you guys can all go see him. However you prefer. What would you like to do?
I wish we had brought him over before the doppelganger disappeared.
I'll
Like,
be right
I would
back.
really like to
Sorry.
have this conversation with the doppelganger spiked to the table.
To show him we mean business.
Yes,
Oh.
negotiations usually go much
Well,
better.
we did him a favor, so it's only fitting that he would come see us.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind sending out a messenger for him. Also, I want to try the key on my door.
Okay.
Uh,
Before
wait,
or
wait,
after you send the message out?
After.
Okay. The key fits in perfectly.
Okay.
What do I recognize anything about the symbol? You said there were 3 golden circles on it.
There are 3 bands on it. You turn the key. It turns smoothly. One of the rings break off. And when you open the door, you guys see this through the door.
I shut the door immediately as soon as we see what I think we see.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that.
Like, ah!
And then I take the key out, and the key goes in the deepest recesses of Neferetset.
Oh,
Oh my.
but
Oh my! There was a horse in
having
those
some of
recesses at
Neferet's
one point.
visit
That's deep.
Right there.
Madam.
The
So
horse
I was gonna
in
say,
there.
So-
I got hit
that's
full in the
pretty deep.
face by hot air, like when you open your door in Florida, and like, oh god.
So,
The door.
you-
I would assume just dry heat though, so it's fine.
Oh.
Why is the air made out of soup now?
you open the door. You're like. There are now
Yeah.
2
Delvin
rings
looks
left
at
on the
her.
key.
Delvin looks at her, looks at the door, looks at her, starts writing in his notebook. The fuck was that?
That is not good. Well, at least we know where the door leads. At least we know what the key is used for now. Oh, look at her.
Hello.
Hi, bye.
Blad writes in notebook, Neferetset does not like heat as much as she claims she does.
You know what?
She's been
I
asking for
normally
warmth this whole time.
I am not opposed to the idea of a nice warm desert. I am opposed to the plane of fire.
That was not the.
I don't know if I can go there, guys.
That was not the reaction I expected,
Some bullshit.
and I loved all of it.
Some bullshit.
So as you guys are like sitting there
Yeah, so-
panicking, do you open the door again?
I'm
No.
gonna shut the door. I'm gonna take the key out, and then I'll reopen my door, and hopefully it's gone.
You open the door again, and at this point you see Karn walking up.
The betrayer?
Perfect.
No, the dwarf.
Got a plasma gun.
You mean the blood god?
He's like,
Don't give
You open-
away what his plot is.
you open the door, and he's like,
We have the Brass Citadel, we have Karn, I'm seeing some linkage here. I'm just saying.
you open the door, and he's like, oh, what excellent hospitality.
Of course, dear. Why wouldn't we show you wonderful hospitality? Please come in. Forgive us. We're ordering a new table.
The other one got blood on it.
Yes, unfortunately, people
And
like
doppelganger.
to
And
play with things they shouldn't. Please
So
enter.
he says, my cousin Kijandos has said that you were successful.
We
Yes.
were. Please,
Yeah.
Ogmagny.
So there was a bunch of undead down there. Don't know if you knew about that one. A lot of whites, some zombies, typical stuff. Turns out, one of your associates, some artificer, what was his name? Some
You guys never bothered to get a name.
Yeah, it
some
was, we'll go with
jackass.
Bob, and
Some
he built
jackass.
things.
Anyways, he was building some sort of like laboratory thing, making zombies. Typical stuff. Bashed him good. Give him a good old thrashing. Put him about 2 feet in your mind, if you know what I mean. I hit him with a hammer.
By the way, when Ogmagny starts, I'm literally gonna sit him down, point at Ogmagny, and have Ogmagny talk about the glories, and then I'm gonna go make tea.
Okay.
Oh, it was great. It was so much fun. I really did enjoy getting to beat the hell out of some monsters.
And
There was some Looktorers down there too. Those things were nasty.
he said, and you were able to use the libraries, and everything was amenable.
Yeah.
No, Blad has some complaints that the
don't
staff
worry about it.
at
You
your
don't-
libraries
You don't understand it
don't know
because
what they're doing.
they don't understand how we have the Nord Dewey Decimal System, so they don't really put that. It's backwards and forward. Found a really good recipe for my weapon. Really good one. I like the idea of it. I want to give it the old throwing back. Classic kind of. I like to keep it classic.
He says,
We
excellent.
will be.
Well, given the assistance that you've provided to me, when the council next meets, if you make the request, I will support your asking for additional supplies.
Wonderful.
It's all we
Really
ask.
appreciate it. Would you like anything else? Some sweets of some kind, maybe? I have a few different types of cookies and some coffee.
I got some good beer.
I'll take some beer and candy.
There we go.
Perfect.
That's a
I'll
good
go and
combo.
I'll get
I
it.
do like that. Oh, could I ask you something really quick?
Yeah.
So, there's a certain Jotun on your council. Doesn't exactly strike me as one of my people, but still one of my people, I suppose. Doesn't really look the part of a hero. What can you tell me about that boy and his household?
Well, he's definitely not a hero.
Yeah, it was obvious.
His family, his family were heroes, but he himself is not.
That's the dude with the one real hand, right?
Yep.
I'm
What
still
happened to
using
his-
his fake hands to carry stuff.
How long has he been here?
Well, his father and mother were on the council before him. He's been here his whole life.
Noticed he had a little bit of a servant with him too. Wanted to talk to him. Wasn't home. Really ornery sort. Really big boy.
Well, I mean, he has interesting taste, but that particular servant is upset for all sorts of reasons. He originally worked for his father, and when his father passed, he worked for him. But then Theory never became anything beyond a politician, which leaves the giant more of a servant and less of anything else.
Interesting. Can you tell me something, actually, that now that we're on the topic? I was very curious about their family history. Did they have any magic users in their family? I've detected some interesting things as I was passing their house a few times.
Karn says, I thought it was impolite to detect magic on other people.
It is, but for whatever reason, something just tingles at my senses when I pass the house.
Yes.
You know, some strong auras can affect magic users in different ways.
An air of superiority tends to do that.
His mother was a powerful caster.
Oh, was she? Interesting. Well, it makes sense, I guess. There must be some residual something that keeps pawing at my subconscious.
You know the giants are the second strongest rune magics.
No, of course.
That'd be an interesting thing to look into.
I appreciate it. Did anyone else have anything to ask him?
Do you have any other monsters for me to slay?
No, not at the moment.
You better.
Although I will make it a point of letting the other council members know that you are looking for work.
Oh, you better let them know. I got so many things I need to smash in the head. You know, Thor and all that.
And
so he says, I will definitely let them know.
Ashlyn, before he goes, Ashlyn asks him if the elf councilman needs help with anything. Like fixing his face, maybe. I don't know. It is a valid question, though.
He says, "Do you want me to make introductions?"
Yes.
Oh, I believe I can do that now. Come with me.
All right.
Would someone like to go with Ashlyn?
Yeah,
the
100%.
supervisor?
Company Ashlyn.
All right. She's got to help an elf. Damn it.
I'm
This
gonna
is
go
the only
with her
one
because
around.
this is weird.
But is Delvin gonna go with us, or is Delvin gonna go with us?
Delvin is definitely. Delvin is going with you. You may not know that Delvin is with you, but
Okay.
Delvin is definitely with you.
Okay, so you guys walk over to Thali's home.
Delvin's like Jesus, you know. You don't know he's there. He's helping you out.
Mm-hmm.
When I was walking through the desert, so there's a beach.
There's only one set because
Delvin was walking behind you.
Where were you, Delvin?
because Sandmen walk in each other's footsteps to hide their numbers.
So he actually takes you out of the city, some distance, and then you guys arrive at Tali's house.
I apologize. Everyone's favorite guest star has been upset with us of late. And
Welcome to the Tally's house.
And as you guys arrive, you guys see that it is Megan. Ashlyn realizes that this is not the elven architecture that you saw in Lager's homeland. These are they've cleared out a chunk of the forest and made marble buildings.
all right, I'm already offended. Like,
Yeah.
why are you fucking with nature? Like, you cannot own the land.
What?
You're
Why didn't
right,
they use
but we
the
definitely
trees?
can destroy it.
So you guys walk up, and Karn, knocks on the door, and an elf walks out. Ashlyn, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
These either go really well or really terribly. So, let's see where we are today. Oh, I pressed the button. Hold on.
Do the thing.
Julie, do the thing.
Oh, that's not bad performance.
Damn it!
That was a good roll, too.
Yeah. It's just a nat 18 Can she just keep it and add
Can
her
I just
perception
have it?
modifier?
Performative dance. She asked her question through interpretive dance.
Ashlyn
that's
talks
fine. You
like
can keep it.
this
What's
to
your
the
bonus?
other elves.
What's your perception bonus?
It's my wisdom, so 3.
All right, to 21. You notice that this elf also the features seem to be different from the other elves that you've seen in the Nordlands.
The fucking elves are these?
So you walk in. The
Ashlyn's
buildings are
scribbling furiously in her notebook, drawing little pictures of them. They may or may not be good.
The buildings are all beautiful. They're carved out of marble. They have this white wooden details on them. You see that in this compound, about 20 elves live.
What do they look like? Like, do they just like walking around, just hanging out, or are they like militarized?
You notice that they are thoroughly militarized. Everybody's wearing armor. Everybody's got weapons.
Are they like doing drills and stuff?
You see some are doing drills. You see you see what's clearly a training area, archery targets and whatnot.
Ogmag
So is anybody-
actually walking a little bit towards it?
Has anybody seemed to twig to my presence, even though I'm supposedly invisible? Like, has anybody seemed to like?
Remember, you're only invisible one round.
Oh wait, yeah, that's detect magic. Never mind.
So
The furball magic one.
I imagine you just staying hidden.
Yeah.
And no one's
that'll
made
work.
any point to you. You notice that they are all armed with glaives as their weapon of choice and longbows. So finally, Thali comes down, and he says, "Oh,
Oh.
it's you."
Nice place you got here.
Yes, it is us.
He says, "How many people are going to try and get you in my good graces?"
Apparently, the majority of them, dear.
At this
How are
point,
you today?
At this point, you guys see a huge, like 6'5", 6'6", large Gaelic man walk out of the building. He's probably in his 50s, late 50s, early 60s. Red and gray hair and beard. He's covered in tattoos, naked down to the waist.
I don't believe I've met Neferetset. How are you?
He's at a distance from you guys because Thali is standing in front of you. He says,
Oh, damn.
He says, and he's walking out towards the gate. What do you need?
We were coming to see if there was anything that you needed. We are going around assisting a few people here and there, and it seems like everyone needs some kind of assistance or another.
Any big monsters you need put in the dirt?
My friend here would like to take on some Herculean. Would Hercules? Yeah, that would have been already.
That's the
happened,
thing. Yes,
as-
actually, Herculean is
Reading through the
Yes.
timeline notes.
My friend would like some Herculean tasks, if at all possible, to honor their gods.
Gotta honor Thor.
Yes.
He
And
smiles.
I'm more or less just thinking about the possibilities. I know that the elves are fairly accomplished artisans and mage crafters.
He smiles and he says, "You know what? There is a task."
Ashlyn doesn't like the way he smiles already.
He's like, I would like you guys to fuck off. How about that for a task?
Open
I
that
was gonna
door
say,
and walk out. There, your task is done.
He says,
Ashlyn was gonna say she doesn't think he has good graces, but Neferetset was doing all the charming for her.
he says,
So she whispers it to Delvin instead.
"There is an item that belonged to my house, and it was taken
I
by
have seen this movie.
an elven exile, someone who was kicked out of the elven lands, an evil elf."
In Neferetset's mind, yes, that's what an exile is. Please continue.
Carry on.
Familiar.
I have to make fun of him any chance I get, because fuck this bastard.
He says, "If you could acquire this for me, I believe that you would have entered my good graces."
Yes,
What are we looking for?
What and who are we looking for?
Yeah.
He says, "I don't have all of the information. But it is the elven house of White.
Ulrich is reaching for his pen and paper so he can shove a bunch of letters together.
The elven
how
house
Elvish
of
works.
Whitehall. I say it in common so as not to confuse you.
Thanks.
They were known to have a compound. And in that compound, there was a vault.
And in that vault,
And in that vault was an orb.
Taco Bell.
Was it what?
An orb.
Was
Approximately 1 foot in diameter. With deep green tint.
Can I knowledge Arcana real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Don't fail me this time, dice.
Can Ashlyn ask if
Okay.
the House of Whitehall has anything to do with the ruling House of Whitehall
The ruling house of Whitehall?
in the Celtic lands? Or is it no relation?
Did I really do that?
Yeah, you did
Yeah.
that.
Apparently.
I just wanted to make sure there's no overlap here.
This is Eggshell Hall.
Is
That's
this
what we're talking about.
in-game
The
overlap?
issue with things translate poorly between Elvish and Common.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with that. He says it's possible that the families are connected.
Also, my knowledge Arcana.
You are almost certain that it's what you think it is.
Oh my. Nefertset's normally pale. All color drains.
And he says, I have only one clue about where their compound might be. It's at the foot of a mountain that was inside Sigurd's tail.
Would I know about that?
You can. You guys can all do some research and find the location.
Ashlyn thinks that sounds extremely made up.
I mean, it can't be on the warg's tail.
Oven thinks it sounds like. So now I look at our war dog and I'm like, "What you doing, man?
what are you doing there, buddy?
So,
How you got like compounds in your tail? What's going on with that?"
so you guys can choose to take 3 days of research, and I will just tell you the location.
Sure.
But I'd like to point out, so essentially, remember I told you Chapter 2 was going to be a lot more sandboxy?
Mhm.
Yes.
This is now the second quest that you guys are picking up. You guys have to find Carden,
Yes.
and now this.
Poor Carden.
So you guys take your
Alright.
your 2 days.
Well, I mean,
Well, before we leave, I just want to do it quick. I see that guy come down, right?
Yes.
Ashlyn
Big-
leans around the elf and waves at him.
What's up, bro?
So that was at the beginning of the conversation. You wave at him, and
I didn't want to interrupt.
right, he does this, and he salutes you.
Where does he go?
He just leaves out the front door.
You think we got all those tattoos from like being like a badass warrior or something?
We'll talk about
Like, I'll
Celtic
look at
tattoos at a later
Nefertset.
time.
No, because
Look
if
at
he is, I
Nefertset.
really want to fight this
Look at
guy
him.
too.
Look at Nefertset set.
I like that Ogmagdi is
Yeah.
essentially Inosuke from Demon
And
Slayer.
give her like the head
Put on
nod.
a
You want
forehead.
me to go with him? Like, should I follow him?
Okay, Delvin, you start following him. Give me a perception roll and a stealth roll. Meanwhile, the conversation with the rest of you guys is happening.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? I'm okay with those working in that order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After about 10 minutes of walking through, you realize that you lost him somewhere. But you see the crow is looking at you.
Did you note that? And this dude was Gaelic, right?
Mhm.
We talked about that.
Yep.
And I give my friend a what's up, and well, that failed miserably.
But he says, like,
And,
functionary head nod. So,
Head nod. So, well, that failed miserably. Have you noticed him at any point in your
Travels.
your observations?
You're lurking.
oh, you mean You mean Declan?
I was honestly hoping that you'd use the word Dagda,
Mhm.
because then he would be like right in my eye. Okay.
Like, yeah,
Oh
he
yeah.
seems kind of interesting.
I know I know Declan. Yeah.
Good dude.
I think so.
All right. At some point, if you wouldn't mind, like, I'd like to, have a sit down and a chat with him. He seems really interesting.
I'm not sure he's ready for that yet.
That gets an eyebrow raise.
He's shy.
The visual of you talking to a crow in the middle of like town square is just like hilarious because people walking by you just talking to the crow.
Some of the dried meat and stuff that I still have, will definitely be.
You hand him a piece of
offered
meat.
up.
He says, "Oh, okay, fine. Look, Declan doesn't want anybody to know he's here yet. If you guys saw him already, it means you guys are paying more attention than he expected."
Okay.
Well-
Does he mean us any harm?
No, the opposite. He just recently
Well-
got back.
You just waved like a hunk in front of Neferetset, and that's just like, pizza in front of a dog.
Well, right.
All right.
See
So
how big his guns
since
were?
I've already lost him, I'm gonna head back to the house and do my investigation thing and try and see. Since we now know that Cardin has never actually been here, we won't be able to find him. But if there's a way, or if we find anything that the fake Cardin left that can help us find actual Cardin, we know sort of where he is, but like we're not just gonna hop into the elemental plane of fire and just run up on some brass hounds and snatch him up. Like,
I mean,
Surely
we could die
everything will be
immediately if we
fine.
wanted to.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are easier ways to commit
Well,
suicide.
remember that.
There are.
Remember that the city of Brass is safe for outsiders.
Alright.
It is.
Yeah, it's
Mostly.
it is. The Great Sultan. I mean, the plane itself isn't going to kill you.
What's the temperature like?
Probably in the 90s all
Egypt,
the time.
yeah.
Oh,
Rolling
God.
in the 90s.
Imagine if the sun never set in the Sahara.
But
I'm gonna have to put my hair up.
like I said, the Great Sultan does make sure that the city of Brass is not deadly to outsiders.
Right. It's the
That's
only
not so
place
bad.
for true interplanar trade.
Right.
If I remember
We
correctly.
Exactly.
We should
Exactly
go.
correct.
Can we not?
Why not?
Let's relax and let's see how Kasim feels about us going there first.
He's
And
gotta
then
wake
think
up
about it.
first. So.
Agreed.
So
We never
so
mind.
hold on, Delvin. The bird is like happily eating, and you don't ask him any other questions. He's just like, "That's enough."
No, while he's asking, all right. So then I'm gonna try and get pumping for information about like he said. He mentioned that the dude
Just got back.
does not mean us harm. He actually means us help. He just got back. I'm gonna try and find out just got back from where.
Oh,
Like when he says he wants to help us, like what.
He says, "Well, Declan has been lost in Tir Nanog for the last, for the last couple of years, couple of decades."
Couple of decades here, couple of years there.
I will definitely file that away because I know that is a thing that happens.
That is the thing that happens.
That was one of the things that I was threatened with a lot as a child because of my wanderings. But and actually, people are fairly surprised that hasn't happened to me yet.
I'm gonna give you to the fairies.
Okay, so we got
He
the
says,
baby.
he says that he's been gone about 29 years.
Okay. All right, so he doesn't know about what's going on currently. I'll ask him if he spent. I'll ask if he spent any time paying attention to. I guess it's the other Jotun, the one with the one hand. Did he see any? Has he done any quote unquote surveillance on that house? And has he seen anything?
He says, "No, I tend to stay around your house because that's what Declan tells me to do."
Oh, so you kind of work for Declan or with Declan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. At some point, I would definitely appreciate if you could facilitate a meeting. Anyone who has managed to wander the wilds of Tirnanog and return is someone that I would definitely be interested in talking with.
Give me persuasion.
My
roll.
curiosity about that. Oh, yeah. And I get advantage. Well, I don't
Hell
need
yeah.
it,
He says, that meeting Declan will only do when Ashlyn asks for it.
Okay.
Well, seeing as Ashlyn
And
isn't privy to this
that's where we're
conversation-
ending tonight's session.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
That'll work for me.
So
Very good session.
So last week we got the reveal for Kasim's backstory hook, and this week we got the reveal for Ashlyn's backstory hook.
Next time on Land of Ice and Snow.
Next time, which of the 3 quests that they're picking up will they actually just go with?
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that Thali can wait because
Fuck
he
him.
doesn't need that stupid whatever we're looking for.
I mean, but that's gonna be
I
prevention of like
Neferetset
Ragnarok.
disagrees incredibly.
Neferetset does not want him to
does
have it
need it?
ever.
Oh,
Never. Not
is she gonna
I
explain
don't
that to the
want-
class?
if the class asks when we're like in the tower, hidden away with all the windows and doors locked. Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
I mean, I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna make a little note that Ashlyn noticed Neferet said "go pale" whenever Thali was talking.
Yeah. So you guys,
The last thing I'll ask Thali before we leave is if he has the rod or a rod.
he looks at you and he says, I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course not. Okay.
Well, thanks for the mission. Hopefully there's a lot of things I can smash in the head. You might want to pick up those glaives and, I don't know, trade them in for something that's a little bit better. Just saying. A little skinny.
All right.
He asked us to find a gemstone, right?
No,
Big old orb, like a bowling
Orb.
ball
Okay,
size thing.
sorry.
Yeah, like a
Orb. Yes.
an orb. You know, they're around.
Iggy?
They exist.
it is.
You can get it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to talk to Stewie later to see if we're on the same page, but we'll get to that later. But yes,
I think we are.
guys, thanks so much for the session. That was a shit ton of fun. I am leaning towards you guys going to deal with the Carden story because I already wrote that one. But that'll be up to you guys. Thank you guys, everybody, for watching. It's been a great session tonight, and we are going to be raiding. Who are we raiding tonight? Stu, you got anybody who want us to raid tonight or no?
Let me have a look at my list. I don't have any D&D people that we can raid, but there are a couple other people that are live at the moment.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to raid someone we haven't raided before. Let's raid TPK Roleplay.
Sounds good.
Total party kill roleplay. Okay.
As always, thank you guys for watching. Any support you guys can give us through Patreon or the merch or subscriptions or anything like that, it's always appreciated. Keep an eye out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Unfortunate Sons, everyone's favorite Game of Thrones role-playing game. Good night, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night,
Gracie.